A quiet night on Earth turned into chaos the moment the first alarms blared across military and civilian networks, warning that alien ships had been detected approaching the moon, and humanity watched in disbelief as satellites and telescopes confirmed the unimaginable. A fleet of massive, sleek alien vessels descending rapidly toward the lunar surface, their movements precise and terrifying, and almost immediately, lunar bases began to explode under laser fire, research stations disintegrating. In brilliant flashes of energy, mining colonies collapsing into craters, sending dust and debris into space, and engineers and scientists in orbit and on Earth scrambled desperately, trying to calculate trajectories, anticipate attacks, and protect what they could. But the aliens moved faster, striking targets that were supposed to be heavily shielded, leaving human defenses confused and overwhelmed, while military commanders ordered jets to scramble, satellites to reposition, and orbital weapons to fire. Yet every measure seemed too slow, too small, and too late, the blasts continuing with cruel precision as civilian stations and habitats were struck first, panic spreading across Earth as people watched live feeds, images of explosions and fire covering the moon's surface, children screaming, families holding their loved ones tightly, and governments convening emergency meetings, issuing orders, and mobilizing whatever forces they had, but nothing seemed enough to stop the alien bombardment, while Captain Maya, a brilliant strategist in Earth's Space Defense Force, analyzed the data with sharp eyes, her heart racing but her mind steady, noticing a pattern others had missed. The aliens were not attacking randomly, they were targeting civilian facilities first, research centers where humans lived and worked, communication hubs, and life support stations, and she realized immediately that this was more than destruction. It was a psychological strike designed to terrify humanity, break morale, and force submission, and the thought made her furious but focused, knowing that panic could spread like wildfire unless humans responded quickly and intelligently, and she immediately began issuing orders, coordinating defense satellites, rerouting power to weapon systems, and calling for evacuation protocols, while also instructing her team to identify weak points in the alien formations, the ship's movement patterns, and the timing of their attacks, and as explosions continued to rip across the moon, dust clouds forming massive shadows in the black sky, engineers and technicians on Earth worked feverishly to develop countermeasures, assembling new weapons, modifying existing satellites, and creating emergency plans. Yet every second the aliens had the advantage, and civilians on Earth watched the destruction live on news feeds, their fear mounting, families holding hands tightly, children hiding under tables, while the realization that humans had never faced anything like this settled in like a heavy fog, and Captain Maya, calm under pressure, reminded herself and her team that humanity had faced impossible odds before and survived, and she knew that cleverness, speed, and courage could make a difference even against these technologically superior invaders, and as she studied the alien ship's approach, she noted the distinct shapes, their weapon systems glowing ominously, the way they moved in synchronized formations, seemingly intelligent but rigid in their patterns, and she shared her observations with her team, pointing out small inconsistencies that humans could exploit, knowing that understanding the enemy was the first step in striking back. While back on Earth, emergency broadcasts urged calm, citizens were advised to take shelter, and governments announced martial law in key cities, attempting to maintain order, all while news outlets streamed images of craters, burning stations, and collapsing lunar structures, and the suspense built because no one knew what the aliens truly wanted, whether this was a prelude to invasion, a test, or an act of revenge, and Captain Maya realized that she had to act fast, to inspire humanity, coordinate defenses, and find a way to fight back, or else Earth would face unimaginable losses, and she began assembling strike teams, strategists, and engineers, planning for every possible scenario, assigning roles, and creating contingencies, all while monitoring live feeds from the moon, and the explosions continued, lighting up the sky like fireworks of terror, and each one reminded humans of the stakes, the fragility of their colonies, and the power of the invaders, and Captain Maya, though under immense pressure, felt a surge of determination, knowing that humans had one advantage the aliens did not anticipate: ingenuity, courage, and unity, and she whispered to herself and her team, "They think we are weak, that we are scared. They are wrong. We will fight, and we will survive." And the suspense reached its peak as the aliens prepared for another wave of strikes, targeting critical life support and command centers, unaware that humans were already planning countermeasures, and viewers were left on the edge of their seats, imagining the chaos, the danger, and the coming battle, wondering how Earth could respond to such an overwhelming assault, and the hook lingered. What were the aliens after? How far would they go to destroy humanity, and could humans find a way to fight back before it was too late, leaving everyone tense, anxious, and desperate to see the next move in this high-stakes battle for survival? As the alien ships continued their relentless bombardment of the moon, Earth scrambled every available resource to respond, and the military quickly mobilized orbital defense satellites, armed space stations, and fighter jets, while engineers and scientists worked around the clock to repair damaged systems and develop new weapons capable of reaching the advanced alien vessels. And the tension on Earth was palpable as news of the destruction spread across the globe, with families glued to screens, eyes wide with fear and disbelief, watching explosions tear through lunar bases, dust clouds rising into the void of space, and Captain Maya, observing from the command center in orbit, coordinated the first human counterstrike, issuing precise instructions to fleets of ships and satellite arrays, trying to stay one step ahead of the aliens' attacks, while also instructing her team to analyze patterns in the alien formations, studying every movement, weapon discharge, and energy signature to find weaknesses that humans could exploit. And amidst the chaos, a small team of engineers discovered a flaw in the alien shield technology, a specific energy frequency that the alien sensors could not detect, and Captain Maya immediately realized that this could be humanity's first real chance to strike back. And she organized teams to create new weapons and modify existing satellites to take advantage of this vulnerability, while civilians watched anxiously, hoping that the humans could do what everyone thought impossible. And as the first wave of human counterattacks launched, small stealth ships darted around alien shields, firing energy pulses and missiles designed to bypass the alien sensors, and although many ships were damaged in the process, a few successful strikes began to cause malfunctions in the alien fleet, sending drones spinning out of control, disrupting communication signals, and forcing alien crews into defensive positions. And while the aliens were confident at first, mocking the humans' apparent weakness, their confusion grew as they realized that the humans were clever, coordinated, and relentless, striking where the aliens were least prepared, while on Earth, the population cheered quietly at each successful strike, feeling a renewed sense of hope, and Captain Maya continued to direct attacks with precision, instructing pilots to exploit patterns in the aliens' movements, to time strikes perfectly, and to remain calm even under fire, knowing that patience and strategy would win the battle rather than raw force alone. And as humans disabled more alien drones and damaged key weapon systems, the aliens began to panic, their confidence cracking under the pressure of unexpected resistance, and Captain Maya saw this as an opportunity to push further, planning daring maneuvers that would trap some alien ships in orbit around the moon while allowing human forces to strike critical energy nodes, crippling the fleet from within. And the suspense mounted as viewers imagined the tension on the moon, the bright flashes of explosions against the black sky, the spinning debris of destroyed ships, and the humans racing against time to protect the remaining lunar colonies, while the aliens, frustrated and confused, tried to adapt, but their technology could not fully counter the ingenuity and unity of the humans, who were learning quickly, improving their strategies with each encounter. And Captain Maya, calm and focused, reminded her team constantly that every small victory mattered, every distraction or failed maneuver was a lesson, and that the battle was as much about human intelligence and courage as it was about firepower. And with each successful strike, the humans gained confidence, striking faster, moving smarter, and exploiting every weakness the aliens revealed, while civilians and military personnel alike watched the unfolding battle in awe, realizing that humanity had the power to fight back, and even against the most advanced alien technology, clever thinking, patience, and teamwork could make a difference. And the suspense remained high as Captain Maya coordinated the next phase, a calculated attack to weaken the alien shields further, targeting energy cores that, if destroyed, could leave the fleet vulnerable. And while the aliens scrambled to repair damage and retaliate, they underestimated the humans' resourcefulness, not realizing that Earth had turned desperation into innovation, fear into courage, and chaos into strategy. And as the human counterstrike progressed, small wins turned into larger disruptions, sending some alien ships into panic maneuvers, colliding with debris, or retreating temporarily. And the humans realized that while the battle was far from over, they had discovered that even in the face of overwhelming odds, Earth's ingenuity, courage, and determination could stand against superior alien technology. And the suspense lingered because viewers now understood that every decision, every maneuver, and every clever tactic could change the outcome of the war, and the hook was clear. Could humanity continue this momentum, push back the aliens and protect the moon, or would the alien fleet adapt and regain the upper hand, leaving the fate of lunar colonies and Earth itself hanging in the balance, as tension mounted for the next phase of the battle? With the first counterattacks showing some success, humans prepared for a bold and coordinated strike directly on the moon, knowing that if they could hold the lunar surface, they could change the course of the battle, and Captain Maya led a small fleet of stealth ships, moving silently through orbital shadows, weaving between debris and ruined satellites, approaching alien formations with careful precision, while engineers on Earth monitored every ship, every shot, and every energy signature, calculating timing, angles, and weaknesses, and as the humans struck, small explosions rippled across the moon's surface, alien drones crashing into craters, turrets misfiring, and communication arrays failing, while the aliens were shocked at the humans' courage and strategy, never expecting them to counterattack with such cleverness and coordination, and among the human crews, young pilots and veteran officers alike followed Maya's instructions perfectly, taking advantage of every opening, improvising when needed, and moving with unity and intelligence, while back on Earth, civilians watched live feeds in awe, seeing bravery and ingenuity in action, and the tension was high because one mistake could mean total destruction, but the humans pressed forward, disabling alien weapons, sabotaging energy cores, and forcing alien ships into defensive positions, while Captain Maya noticed the aliens' movements becoming predictable under pressure, and she devised plans to exploit these patterns, using decoys, timed strikes, and calculated maneuvers to weaken the enemy fleet systematically. And as more alien drones fell and turrets went offline, humanity's confidence grew, their courage inspiring each other, and the aliens, frustrated and enraged, began acting hastily, sending reinforcements into traps, colliding with debris, and triggering chain reactions that caused further damage to their own ships. And engineers on Earth modified satellites mid-battle, turning ordinary communications arrays into energy pulse weapons, hitting alien vessels in ways they could not anticipate, while the moon itself became a battleground, with humans using every crater, tunnel, and installation strategically to trap, ambush, and disable the invaders, and Captain Maya coordinated strikes from orbit, calculating risk and reward, instructing pilots to hit critical targets, retreat, regroup, and strike again, demonstrating patience, skill, and courage that even the aliens could not comprehend. And as the battle escalated, explosions and energy flashes lit the lunar sky, debris spun into orbit, and alien ships faltered, their arrogance replaced by fear, while the humans moved as one, combining intelligence, courage, and ingenuity to push the aliens further back, taking advantage of every mistake, exploiting every weak spot, and proving that even a smaller, technologically inferior force could win through unity and cleverness. And as the humans gained momentum, they discovered that alien weapon systems were highly sensitive to interference, and by targeting energy flows, disrupting signals, and overloading circuits, they could disable whole squadrons, causing mass panic among the invaders, who struggled to understand how humans had turned desperation into strategy, fear into precision, and vulnerability into strength. And the suspense grew because viewers could feel the tension of each maneuver, the high stakes of every strike, and the brilliance of human courage in the face of overwhelming odds, while Captain Maya continued to inspire her crews, reminding them that every small success brought humanity closer to victory. And as they captured key positions on the moon, rescued trapped civilians, and disabled major alien weapons, the aliens realized they had underestimated humans, never expecting that intelligence, unity, and bravery could turn the tide so completely. And as the humans pushed further, taking advantage of craters, tunnels, and debris, they created chaos within the alien ranks, forcing retreats, collisions, and confusion, while civilians on Earth cheered each success, seeing their species rise above fear and technology to fight for survival. And the suspense reached its peak as viewers wondered how far humans could push, whether they could continue to hold the moon, and what the aliens would attempt next, leaving everyone on the edge of their seats, eager for the next part of the battle, knowing that human ingenuity and courage had already begun to change the course of the war, and that every move mattered, every strike counted, and the moon, once a peaceful place of research and mining, had become the proving ground for humanity's bravery, intelligence, and determination to survive against impossible odds. And the hook lingered. Could humans continue their momentum, outsmart the aliens entirely, and protect the moon before it was completely destroyed, setting the stage for Earth to unleash even greater chaos in retaliation. As the moon battle raged, Earth prepared to unleash its full power, realizing that the aliens' attack was not just on the lunar colonies but a message meant to terrify humanity, and Captain Maya coordinated with global commanders, scientists, and engineers, assembling fleets, modifying satellites, and arming space stations, while civilians watched anxiously, fearing the destruction could spread to Earth itself. And across major cities, sirens blared as emergency defenses were activated. Military aircraft scrambled, and anti-satellite weapons were readied, creating an unprecedented display of human coordination and determination, while teams of engineers worked tirelessly to hack alien signals, turning their own communications and weapons against them, creating confusion and disrupting their attacks, and humanity moved like a single organism, combining intelligence, courage, and ingenuity to fight an enemy vastly superior in technology, while Captain Maya led a strike team to target the most critical alien ships, using stealth ships to slip past shields and deploy energy pulses that disabled key systems, causing explosions and chaos among the alien fleet. And as alien drones faltered, weapons misfired, and turrets went dark, human ingenuity shone, with engineers on Earth remotely controlling satellites and energy arrays to hit weak points the aliens never expected, while ground-based forces prepared for any possible attack on Earth itself, placing missiles and defense systems in key positions, the population holding its breath as the first retaliatory strikes were launched, and the suspense built with every maneuver, as viewers imagined the aliens' confusion, their fear mounting as they realized humans were not easily defeated, and Captain Maya's teams on the moon continued coordinated strikes, targeting energy cores, communication hubs, and weapons depots, disabling ships, forcing retreats, and creating openings for humans to advance, while civilians on Earth watched live feeds in awe, inspired by bravery, precision, and teamwork, and humanity's collective effort began to turn the tide, showing that cleverness, courage, and unity could overcome even the most advanced alien technology, while the aliens tried desperately to regroup, repair damage, and counterattack, only to find their efforts disrupted at every step, causing panic and chaos. And as the humans pushed further, new weapons and strategies exploited every alien weakness. From shields to weapon targeting to navigation systems, and small human fleets executed daring maneuvers, striking hard and retreating quickly, outsmarting the alien command at every turn, while Captain Maya monitored every move, adjusting plans instantly, communicating with Earth's defense teams, and inspiring her crews to act decisively, knowing that hesitation could cost thousands of lives, and civilians cheered each success, feeling a surge of hope as humans began to reclaim control, while aliens, previously confident in their superiority, faced an enemy they could not predict, could not intimidate, and could not defeat through technology alone, and the suspense escalated as human forces disabled entire sections of the alien fleet, turning their own weapons against them, creating explosions that lit the moon's surface and cast shadows across space, while Captain Maya prepared for the next phase, coordinating strikes to cut off alien reinforcements, rescue trapped lunar civilians, and capture key ships, proving that human strategy and bravery could succeed where raw power alone might fail. And the suspense for viewers grew, imagining the chaos, the courage, and the cleverness required to pull off such a massive counterattack, while across Earth, news broadcasts highlighted heroism, ingenuity, and unity, showing that humans, though underestimated, could fight back with intelligence, courage, and collaboration. And as the aliens faltered under the coordinated assault, confusion turned into fear, and fear into retreat, while human forces continued relentless pressure, exploiting every weakness, creating traps, and striking critical targets, demonstrating that humans could not only survive an alien attack but also turn the tide, taking control, striking with precision, and showing the galaxy that humanity was clever, courageous, and unstoppable. And the suspense lingered as viewers waited to see how far humans could push, whether the aliens could regroup, and what the ultimate cost would be, leaving everyone on the edge of their seats, eager for the next part of the story, knowing that Earth had finally begun to unleash chaos on its attackers, and that the battle for the moon was only the beginning of humanity's rise to reclaim control, power, and respect in the galaxy. The battle for the moon had reached a critical moment, with human forces gaining momentum but the alien fleet still strong, and Captain Maya realized that a bold, decisive move was needed to break the stalemate and secure victory, so she gathered her best pilots and strategists for a daring plan, to lure the alien flagship into a trap near a heavily mined asteroid field. Using stealth ships as bait while satellites and orbital weapons lay in wait, ready to strike the moment the flagship entered range, and the tension among the human crews was high, every pilot aware that failure could mean total destruction, yet their determination was stronger than fear, knowing that the fate of the Moon, Earth, and all humanity rested on their skill, courage, and timing. And as the plan unfolded, stealth ships moved like shadows, weaving through debris and energy blasts, while engineers monitored every movement of the aliens, predicting their responses and adjusting human actions in real time. And the aliens, confident in their superior technology and tactics, pursued the humans aggressively, unaware that they were being guided straight into a deadly trap. And as the flagship entered the asteroid field, hidden mines and energy pulses activated, causing explosions and malfunctions that disabled key systems, sending smaller alien ships into panic, collisions, and confusion, while human pilots took full advantage, striking with precision and retreating before counterattacks could land. And Captain Maya coordinated the attacks from orbit, giving clear, calm instructions, her eyes scanning monitors for every detail, ensuring timing and positioning were perfect, while humans on Earth and the Moon watched live feeds, hearts racing with every explosion and narrow escape, inspired by the bravery, skill, and ingenuity of their pilots. And the suspense grew as alien leaders realized their flagship had been trapped, their most powerful vessel crippled, and their confidence shattered. While humans pressed the advantage, using every flaw in alien technology, from shields to communication systems to weapons targeting, to disable more ships, turning the tide of the battle, and the aliens' panic became total, with their ranks disorganized, some ships retreating, others colliding with debris, and their remaining forces unsure where to strike or how to respond. And amidst the chaos, Captain Maya saw an opportunity to push further, ordering coordinated attacks on alien energy cores, turrets, and weapon systems, while human engineers continued to hack alien signals, turning their own technology against them, creating a cascade of failures that the aliens could not stop. And the Moon itself became a battlefield of human ingenuity, courage, and precision, while civilians on Earth watched in awe as their species defied expectations, proving that determination, intelligence, and unity could overcome overwhelming power. And as the human fleet continued to strike critical points, alien morale collapsed, with ships fleeing, weapons failing, and commanders struggling to regain control, while human forces, led by Captain Maya, maintained pressure, exploiting every weakness and ensuring that victory remained within reach. And the suspense for viewers was electric, imagining the narrow maneuvers, daring strikes, and clever strategies that allowed humans to turn the tide of battle, while the aliens faced humiliation and defeat they had never expected, learning too late that underestimating humanity was their first and greatest mistake. And as the flagship was disabled and smaller ships fell one by one, the humans prepared for the final push, knowing that this turning point could determine the outcome of the war, that their courage, ingenuity, and unity would be tested like never before, and that every action, every calculated strike, and every brave decision mattered, leaving viewers on the edge of their seats, suspense building as they waited to see whether humanity could finish what they had begun, defeat the alien fleet, and secure the Moon, showing the galaxy that humans were clever, resourceful, and unstoppable, and that even against impossible odds, patience, strategy, and courage could achieve the impossible, creating a powerful HFY moment that inspired awe, excitement, and anticipation for the final confrontation. After the turning point, humanity had the advantage, but Captain Maya knew the battle was not over. The alien fleet was battered, their flagship disabled, and smaller ships scattered, yet they could still retaliate with deadly precision if humans let their guard down, so she coordinated every strike carefully, keeping teams in constant communication, satellites and orbital weapons ready, while stealth ships flitted like shadows around the remaining alien vessels, striking at weak points with accuracy, timing, and courage. And the humans pushed forward relentlessly, using strategy, intelligence, and unity to disable key alien systems, hacking their communications, overloading shields, and turning weapons against them, while engineers on Earth continued to innovate, modifying satellites, energy arrays, and laser weapons to create new attacks, ensuring that the aliens could not predict or adapt. And as explosions lit up the Moon's surface, sending debris spinning into space, human pilots executed daring maneuvers, weaving between craters, tunnels, and ruined installations, and rescuing trapped scientists, civilians, and engineers while keeping the alien fleet off balance. And the aliens, once confident and mocking, now panicked as their ships faltered, communication systems failed, weapons misfired, and formations fell apart, while Captain Maya remained calm, issuing precise commands, inspiring her team to act with courage, precision, and intelligence, and civilians on Earth watched live feeds in awe, seeing that humans, despite being smaller in number and weaker technologically, had turned desperation into brilliance, fear into cleverness, and chaos into opportunity, and the suspense was high as viewers imagined every narrow escape, every explosion, and every clever strike, knowing that one mistake could change everything, yet human ingenuity prevailed, disabling alien ships one by one, forcing retreats, and creating chaos that the aliens could not recover from, and with each success, humanity's confidence grew, showing that intelligence, courage, and unity could overcome raw power and advanced technology, while the aliens, now desperate, attempted a final retreat, but humans anticipated it, striking with speed and precision, disabling the last energy cores, and capturing critical ships, leaving the remaining invaders no choice but to flee, while Captain Maya and her teams ensured that no human life was lost unnecessarily, rescuing survivors, and securing the moon for future operations. And as the dust settled, the moon's surface bore scars of explosions and destruction. Yet humans had survived, adapted, and overcome, demonstrating that courage, cleverness, and collaboration were more powerful than any technology alone. And the suspense transitioned into awe and triumph as civilians and military personnel on Earth celebrated, realizing that humanity had faced an overwhelming alien threat and emerged victorious, turning what seemed like certain defeat into an inspiring HFY moment, showing the galaxy that humans were clever, brave, and unstoppable. And Captain Maya looked out at the stars, knowing that the battle had proven more than military strength. It had shown the true power of unity, intelligence, and courage, and that even in the darkest hour, humans could fight back, innovate, and rise above fear, while aliens who had mocked humanity now fled in fear, humbled and defeated, learning that underestimating humans was their gravest mistake. And the suspense resolved as viewers imagined the final moments of chaos, the last explosions in space, the retreat of the alien fleet, and the victory of Earth's forces, leaving a lasting impression of courage, intelligence, and perseverance, and a powerful reminder that even against impossible odds, humans could triumph through determination, unity, and cleverness, inspiring awe, hope, and excitement for future stories. And the moon, once a target of destruction, now stood as a symbol of human ingenuity and bravery, while Earth and humanity had proven to the galaxy that they were not to be underestimated, capable of turning fear into victory and chaos into triumph. And the final hook lingered. The universe had seen human courage, intelligence, and strategy at their peak, leaving viewers inspired and eager for the next chapter of humanity's adventures among the stars.